The New York Knicks schedule release sets them up for big time trade deadline moves. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul, and this is Big Apple Sports. Tune in daily for news, insights, analysis, anything you could ever want, Knicks or Giants. This is the channel for you, so take just a quick second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're getting so close to NFL season, and NBA will be right after that. We're about to have some great New York sports, so don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button, and we got a lot more content coming. So, if you haven't been paying attention, NBA released the schedule. We get to see the full 82 game stretch for every team, and I think it sets the Knicks up beautifully. So one of the big takeaways is, the Knicks are going to be in prime time all the time. The NBA is very well aware that the Knicks are going to be one of, if not the best team in the East. They're going to be competing for a championship, and of course, New York market is massive. They want the Knicks in prime time as much as they can get them. And then it starts off so favorably. 9 of the Knicks' first 12 games are at home. Expect the Knicks to get off to a hot start. They were great at home last year, and it's not going to take long for the Knicks to establish themselves as one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the East. I think they'll be the best team in the East, and then all the talk is going to shift to what are the Knicks going to do at the trade deadline to put themselves above the Cavs and on the level of the Thunder? So, looking at last year's standings, some of the teams expected to potentially shed stars are, you got the Bucks here at the 5 seed, you got the Heat here at the 8 seed, and then in the West, a lot of people are talking about the Grizzlies unloading some star players. They already got rid of Desmond Bane. And, looking ahead to this year, I don't think any of these teams are going to finish better than they did last year. Like, Celtics and Pacers, of course, both lost their superstar for the year. But I don't think they're going to regress the way people think. Like, look at, when Jordan went to play baseball, that team around him still was a solid playoff team without him. Like, when you have a team that has been to a championship, it's not just the superstar who knows how to get them there. All the different role players and secondary stars on the team know how to win the big game. They know how to play championship level defense, and I don't think we're going to see the drop off that people are expecting, especially from the Celtics bringing back. They still have Jaylen Brown. I know they lost Porzingis and Holiday, but I don't think they're done making moves. And I think Jaylen Brown is still a top 5 player in the East. I expect them to be above the Bucks. Pacers should be around the same level. But elsewhere in the East, Pistons got better. Magic got way better. The Hawks got way better. I think if Buzelis takes the next step with the Bulls, they're going to be significantly improved. The 76ers, if they can even be decently healthy, should be up here above the Bucks. I expect the Bucks and the Heat, the Bucks added Miles Turner. That should help, but the fit with Giannis might be a little weird. And then looking at the Bucks' schedule, they have a rough start out the gate. Washington at home is great, but then at Toronto, I could see that going either way. But then you got on the road against Cleveland. You got the Knicks. You got the Warriors. Kings should be pretty good. Then you got 2 more road games. After an easier game at home against Chicago, you got the Rockets at the Mavs. And then moving on into November, you got the Lakers, the Cavs, the Sixers, the Pistons. This is a tough schedule. The Bucks got off to a rough start last year. They started 2-8. I think it's very plausible that they start off rough again. And then moving into pre-trade deadline, look at this January stretch. A road series where you got the Kings, who should be, middle of the road, but that's a road game. That's going to be tough. Then at Warriors, at the Lakers, at the Nuggets, home against the Wolves for one game, and then back out west to San Antonio, and then the Hawks, and then it's the Thunder and the Nuggets, and then like this is a brutal January stretch. I would be stunned if they left this above 500. And if you're coming into the trade deadline a couple games below 500, Giannis is going to want out. Like, he has been so clear, this is my prime, I'm not going to waste it, I want to win a championship. And if they're below 500, the noise is going to get really loud. And if it's not Giannis, I think another team is the Grizzlies. Like, looking at their schedule, they got tough early season games with the Warriors and the Lakers and the Pistons, Rockets, Thunder. Obviously, they're going to lose in Madison Square Garden. Some more tough ones. And then same thing in January. You got back-to-back game with the Magic. You got the Thunder. You got the Nuggets. You got back-to-back with the Timberwolves. Like, this is another team. I don't expect them to be above 500 heading into the trade deadline. The West is so loaded. They already got rid of Desmond Bane. Like, this is a team playing for the lottery. And one big piece that I think could be on the move and that people are starting to talk about is Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, he is a defensive player of the year. He can score. He obviously can rebound. He would be huge. Their projected trade, I believe, I don't see it. I think it's OG Anunoby and 2 first-round picks for Jaren Jackson. And, I mean, that would make this lineup loaded. I think Jaren Jackson would be the perfect partner in the front court to pair with Karl Anthony Towns. Towns is such a great scorer but lacks a little bit defensively. So you bring in the defensive player of the year to back him up in the post, and this team is going to be scary. One more potential trade that I've been seeing smoke about is Bam Adebayo to the Knicks. I'm not exactly sure what package. It may be similar with Anunoby and some first, but the Heat, like these other teams, like, I don't see them having a great year. Like, they start out at the Magic, the Knicks, just a brutal road trip with Spurs, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets early on. 4 straight games against the 2 best teams in the East here in November. And then, coming into January, they got Minnesota twice, Nuggets, Pistons, OKC again, Golden State, a revenge game here for Jimmy Butler. Like, this team is worse, and their early season schedule is tough. So I think we're going to come into January of next year, pushing into February, and the Knicks are going to be first or second in the East. I think they're going to be first, and you're going to see the Bucks and the Heat down there fighting for their lives to be in the play-in tournament, and I think you're going to see the Grizzlies closer to being the number 1 pick in the draft than in the play-in tournament. And I think all 3 of these superstars are going to be like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm not here for a rebuild. This is my prime. I want to win championships. And what is a better place to do it than the biggest, greatest city on earth? The New York Knicks are going to make a big push, and I would love to see them get one of these 3 guys. So, Knick fans, hit me up in the comments. Which one of these 3 trades do you think is the most realistic? Who are you willing to give up in a trade? Do you think Anunoby is the right guy, or would you rather see Mikal Bridges? I think he'll be eligible to be traded like the week before the deadline. Or would you rather see them move like Towns? Lots of options. This team has so many great players, and for a contending team, a decent amount of picks and swaps that they can give up that a lot of these other top-tier teams don't have that in their arsenal. So, big things expected for the Knicks this year. Don't miss out. I got a lot more Knicks content coming. It'll be probably a little more Giants with football season coming up, but as we get closer to the NBA, I definitely will be putting out a lot of Knicks content too. So don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We'll catch you next time.